Hi, this is Behind the Chair with Todd, Touch by Todd. Okay, today of this video, as I'm shooting it up January 6, 2022, the title is Inheritance. Inheritance. That means something that is or maybe inherited. Okay? That's what the Westwood does, the first line of the word inheritance. But the title of this video is that you won't steal my inheritance and think you're gonna get away with it. Okay, this is gonna be almost like a series that I might do on this particular subject of inheritance and family and money. So I'll go through which one is gonna be a series, which one is not. But this particular one, as I stated in the intro video that y'all saw a couple of days ago, that which was shot last year, but I was thinking, what is my next video? Because I do have videos that's already, but the guy who's doing the post-production of it, he's working on it. So I said, you know what? I already sent out the other video. Let me give these people something. Let them see what I'm really talking about. Let them see what I'm really gonna do. So yeah, I have my tablet here. So I'm not looking around or whatever. So that was the first thing, that was Webster, about inheritance. The second one, I went on to look at it. I don't think it's gonna show. Nope. But anyway, I'll get back to that later. But now, I'm at home. So this time, I'm gonna get comfortable with you. And we're gonna get down. I hope we're gonna get down. So, with this particular video, it's about inheritance. So that means, what it really means, inheritance. Like everybody say, my grandma, my grandfather, they had land and they passed it down. Passing it down is inheritance. So you go to the biblical thing, they say in the Bible, you want your inheritance in heaven. Okay, that's only if you're gonna wait that long, but hey, we're gonna talk about here on earth. Now, as a child, we grew up in a house. We went to our grandmother's house, or we grew up in an apartment, whichever one you want to do. But somebody in the family had property. That means land or house, money, whatever. And they wrote a will. Yeah, a will out. That's a piece of paper, their last will and testimony of their life. What they want their possessions and belongings and money to be distributed to certain people in the family. Some people may get something, some people may not. But in this particular situation, this is a true story. This is my story. So I've been trying to be nice and understanding, and what people like, don't worry about it, let God handle this and let God handle that. No, boo-boo, we're not gonna do that. Because, number one, if you're born into a family that's more than one child, okay? So if it's like a brother and a sister, okay, it's more than one. But if you was born with your parents only had one child, then it's only you. Okay? So you expect your parents' possessions to be passed down or inherited to that child. Now, if they have multiple kids, that's a different story. That would pretty much have to be written specifically down in a will or trust. I'll get to the trust and the wills later. But you got to worry about when these people pass away, how the brother, your uncle, your mom's brother, or your mom's sister, or her husband, or the pastor, anybody that would take advantage of the situation when a person dies. And if that person does not the person that's deceased does not have all their ducks in a row before they pass, or they got somewhat together, or none at all. So when that person passed, you expect that the children will inherit the property or the possessions of their loved ones, grandma, whatever, and whoever was the caretaker. But if it's multiple family members, friends, aunts, whatever the hell you want to call it, people will steal other people's inheritance. Sometimes they may steal people's inheritance that does not belong to them. You know, others would be like brothers and sisters. They would steal the inheritance that was set to be divided among the siblings. Or the pastor would get the parent or the elderly woman or man or whatever and have them to will her possessions to him. So he inherited her possession, not her kids, because the kids are not around. You know, the kids are too busy to take care of mom or dad or grandma or whoever the hell it is. But the only thing they want is when that person passes away to receive that inheritance. So, like I said, the title of this, you won't steal my inheritance and think you're gonna get away with it. So, now, back to having multiple siblings. I mean, more than one. So, you would think out of all the brothers and sisters, you're talking to your mom, your grandma, your granddad, your father, whatever, and you would think the person, your parents, would have put those things in order. You know, get the will done, get the trust, you know, sign who's going to get this and write out who's going to get that. 9 out of 10 times, they don't do it. Especially for black people, they don't do it. Okay? And a will, y'all think that's concrete? No, it's not. It's not. A will can be contested. If you don't know that, then you need to, I don't know where you've been, because everybody black has heard, seen, or been in that situation when somebody's passed, and that either the wife, the husband, the cousin, the brother, the sister, all of them want to contest the will because they want more than what they got, or they don't get nothing at all. And the people who wrote the will, the person who is deceased, either wrote what they felt at the time, or they was coerced into writing another will, that contradict the first will. So some people might write 2 wills. You know, one will that she write in her mind, early age or whatever, but that person may live a little bit longer, and sleazy ass brothers, sisters, your mama's brother, aunt, whatever the hell, whoever it may be, come in and get them to write another will. So that first will, they would say, oh, she didn't know what she was doing, blah, blah, blah. But the second will over trump that first will that she got her last will and testimony, being a sound mind and everything like that. And then when the will is time to be read, either if it's done right or if it's done wrong, somebody's going to object about what was written in the will and what that person wanted their estate or property or money to be distributed. It could be equally, it could be favorably to one child versus the next or whatever. But then you have one where there's supposed to be a will. There's no will nowhere to be found. So you being trusting, as I, with my other brothers, So everybody know me. I have 4 brothers. So everybody know what I'm talking about. So now, with my situation, I was here in Germany. And my other brothers was in the States. They all doing their other thing. But my mom, for a reason, I don't know, why parents act like talking about a will and death and shit is like some goddamn big secret or some shit. Okay? It's not. Because if one of the siblings or 2 or 3 of them get together and, you know, cohort that parent or grandparent into making another will or not make a will or get them to sign a piece of paper, a power of attorney paper, that's another thing that people do. And so there's like maybe 3 to 5 different type of power of attorney, power of attorneys. A general, that's one that does everything. Is another power of attorney is for finances. That's another one. There's another power of attorney is for medical. You know what I mean? And then you got another one that specifically could be like if you're not capacitated or standing will or something like that. I'm not too particular on this particular power of attorney, that a person can act on the will of the person that giving them the power of attorney for a specific amount of time. So back in my case, whatever. Anyway, while I was over here, things was happening I didn't know. I had my own drama going on, whatever. Couldn't find out. My older brother, he had the power of attorney of my mom. Which a power of attorney, I don't know which one it is. Is it a general? That means he makes all the decisions? Or is it just the one that he only has control of her finances? Or 3, that he has one for her medical. So these are 3 separate different ones. It's about 5 of them, I think, all together. So in each state, it is different. But anyway, mom passed, whatever. We talk with my brother, and the day of my mom's funeral, I and my younger brother asked my older brother, if you decide to sell the house, could you please let us know, and we'll try to do something for that. That was 2013. Yeah, 2013. I can't remember the date because she died on 18th, 7 days of net. I don't know, 27th, 23rd, something like that in January. And he said, yeah. So, the purpose of this video is to people to understand this. Just because they are your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, and all that there, death will bring somebody to show you who they really are. They will show you who they really are. Money will make people change. So, on that being said, is this. While your parents, your grandparents are still alive, they're still able to function. You know, they know what's going on and everything like that. They're in their right mind. You got one good option that trumps all everything else, a will, a power of attorney, is a trust. If you get a trust, and we all black people want to say, we want to leave our wealth for our families and blah, blah, this and that there. A will is not that, okay? A power of attorney is not that, okay? If you want what the white people have, it's called a trust. You see the stuff written all over the damn city, Sun Trust. Trust. You hear what the rich people, like when Whitney Houston passed away, and they was about what her daughter got. And they said on the news, Bobby Christina has a trust. And you know what that trust means? She can't touch that money until she reached a certain age. Okay? So, if you don't believe me, Google between a will and a trust. Okay? That's why when you see these rich white folks going to court, I'm going to fight the trust. For what? It's done. There's an overseer over that person's estate, a law firm or whatever. They dictates what's going to happen. They already wrote in the trust how the money should be dispersed. You have to go to the law office to get it increase this and this and this and this. What's in that trust is in that trust. And it won't be broken until the whole family dies out. Okay? That's what how a trust works. You don't believe me? Google it. A will, which y'all already know, could be contested at any time, anywhere, by anybody that claimed that they was not fairly represented in the will. My mama didn't leave me nothing. Because you didn't do shit. Why she all left it to what's the name? Maybe because he lied. Okay? You know, and so there's some other things that comes before the will and the trust and before the person dies is the caregiver of a family member. Of a family member, by a family member. So y'all need to know very important about this here. I'm gonna say it again. What the title of this video is. You won't steal my inheritance and think you won't get away with it. So, that being said, I'm gonna pivot over to caretakers. A caretaker means that you're taking care of one of your family members, your mom, your grandma, sister, whatever. And they have property, they have whatever the hell they have, whatever. You just say, I decide to give up my life and go and take care of my grandma or whatever. But during all this time, paperwork was signed. Go back to the power of attorney papers. So you got a cousin in Wichita, Kansas. They have the power of attorney to take care of all grandma's business or granddad or mom or whatever. But you're the caretaker. You have nothing to say. You're just there to take care of that person. Okay? To the one who's wielding the power on that power of attorney paper, you're much less just help. You're not a relative, you just help. So I'm gonna give you a remedy on that particular part right there as being a caregiver for a family member. Now, if you're dumb enough after this video to still do what you need, still doing what you're doing for grandma and all that there, and your name ain't on nothing, then your ass need to deserve what you get. So I'm gonna tell you a little something. If you decide to give up your life to move back home, take care of mama, dad, or whatever, you better make damn sure your name is on every goddamn thing. That you have the power of attorney, that you got your name on a will as the top beneficiary. And if you're a little bit smart, because the trust do cost money, $2,000 to $3,000 depending on what state you're in. Certain states, I think like California, if you buy a house, you have to do a state of planning. I'll get to that later too. But if you decide to give up your life to go home and take care of mom and whatever, whoever, and you don't have no power of attorney, no authority to sign anything if you have to go to the doctor or to pay a light bill or, just anything that you need for yourself, going to the grocery store, whatever, that you have to go and call somebody else to get permission to spend this kind of money. And if you don't have that authority all by yourself, then you need to say, grandma, mama, daddy, whatever, I love you, but the person who you put in charge of your will, your power of attorney papers and all that there, you need to have them come take care of you. Okay? Because if anything happened to that person, they passed away, whatever, the person who has the power of attorney is going to come there and take everything away from you. You have redone the house. You made sure the house is clean. You make sure the yard is done. Mom and grandma all clean, whatever. You driving grandma's car, blah, blah, blah. As soon as grandma passed away, granddad or whatever, that person that has not did one damn thing, has not come home in years, will come and take everything from you. And you looking like, I'm gonna fight him in court, or God gonna handle it. Yeah, he gonna handle it. He already handled it to you. You're a damn fool while she was alive that you could take care of this here while she was alive. So you just wasted between a year to maybe 10 years of your life for nothing. That's just good. That's just being a child. You don't get no benefits. You don't get no points. That's you out there stopping your life to take care of one of your parents or your grandparents. Now, while you doing this here, your parent or your grandparent does not give a damn because they should have corrected that wrong as soon as you decide to stay there longer than 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So grandma, granddad, who in the hell or whatever done, they already know. They already on the phone with Barbara or Lisa or Gina or whoever, Craig or Bruce or whatever, up in North Dakota. They're getting directions from North Dakota and you down here in Florida, or Mississippi, or Atlanta. I'll get to that one too. But no. You caretakers, if your name ain't on everything, if it ain't on everything, don't do nothing. If grandma, grandpa, like everybody trusts, she has a good job, she has a good husband, she's making so much money, well, you let them so much people take care of you. And you go back to resume your life. Because I know you ain't heard how and seen it, read it, all that stuff. That where the daughter have took care of this person, or the brother moved back home, then the other brother come, or the other sister come, or the aunt come, or the daddy come, and take everything from you because your ass don't have no paperwork. Nothing. And you think you're going to get something because you stop your life to take care of mama and grandma? Girl, boo, boy, bye. Hell no. The proof is in the paperwork, boo, boo. The proof is in the paperwork. So that's caretakers. And then we go on to go back into you won't take my inheritance and think you're going to get away with it. So, back to me. That scenario, these are all stories that everybody know and heard about. So it's 2022. So if you decide as a parent, I'm talking about the parents now. Now, you know your damn children because you have them. Grandma, you raised them, granddad, or whatever the hell it is. You know your children. You know one or the other, or all of them. And you know their traits, you know their attitudes, you know what they're going to do, you know what they won't do. Okay? So don't play like you don't know your damn children because you have them. Okay? So you know who's going to do what, when, and how. So I know we get in certain age where we get vulnerable and scared our kids because we need them. But back then, if you go and do them right, put their ass in check, spare a rod, spare a child. But you still can do all that there. And they just grew up and be just a little son of bastards. And bastards and bastards. But anyway, this gonna hit some people where it hurt and where it don't hurt. But anyway, I don't give a damn. Because this is my story. I ain't telling the whole story, but I'm telling y'all what I'm going through right now. Now, the parent, you know what your damn children is capable of doing. You know which one is sleazy and honorable. So why would you go and give your goddamn kids the sleaziest one that much power over everybody? Yeah, your son may be, he on drugs, or he can't hold a job, or he can't do this here. But you know your children. You know the ones who gonna be whatever they're gonna be. You know them because you have them. Now, if you have them and you don't know what they're doing, then you want a goddamn parent. Okay? Oh, let me clear up one thing very quick. I don't have kids, but I damn sure was a kid. I was a child before. Like I said, I got brothers. So we all got different personalities. We all know who's gonna do what. You got the one that's gonna showboat, act like he ain't part of this family, or the other one stuck on some other crazy shit. You know, the other one like, oh, y'all don't care about me. You know, well, I met because she wanted this over me. Get a fucking grip, okay? Get a grip. But back down to inheritance. Your parents, grandparents, or whoever the hell you is, you have money, property, stocks, bonds, jewelry, whatever. Now, you need to get your stuff together. We can go at any time. We don't know when the time or the hour, whatever. But during times of this, that, and other, you know who will do right by others. And you also know who is just stinking, just sleazy as hell. But you go with the opposite of right. You call yourself a child of God, and God gave you wisdom. God spoke to you this and that. He can speak to everybody else, but he didn't tell you that heifer, that punk, who you let to be over all this stuff, is crookeder than the preacher that you listen to. And that the other ones, the other kids will do something. Not a lot, but they'll do something. But they wouldn't be as worse as the one you left in charge of all of your things. Like the fox watching the hen house. You know, and that's what my situation was. The fox watching the hen house. Yeah. So, you parents, while you walking around here, string your ass down in church, do your due diligence. Like you read that goddamn Bible, you need to read your damn children. Okay? You need to do what's right. You ain't heard about when sister died and her children went around and tearing up all the stuff and getting mad because she didn't leave nothing and da-da-da. These are stories you already heard, and some you've been through yourself. You know what I'm saying? And some you've seen. So it ain't like no damn reason that you cannot get this particular inheritance thing in order. Because if you read the book, you're like, Jesus, I want my inheritance. But hell, you got some now. Your mama left you some. You got 3, 4 other, 6, 7 other sisters. Why the hell y'all trying to kill yourself? You know, none of y'all didn't really go up there to take care of the property or whatever. But when the person's gone, you one want to swoop in and want to take everything from everybody. You know, you've been through that. Now you have your own stuff, you got your own kids, and you still ain't got your shit together. Come on, grandma, granddaddy, whatever, how the hell do you want to put it? Okay? And 10 out of 10, most of our grandparents work for white people. Okay? They work for white people. You heard them in there talking about when such and such died, how the will going, and they say, no, we can't do a will. You sit your ass in there because you're listening through the door. And you know when they died, they willed you something in the will. Now how in the hell that you would sit there and work for somebody for so many years and know how many deaths that's went through there, how many wills had to be read, how many trusts had to be signed, and your ass still don't take care of your own shit. And you know the damn children that you raised or whatever the hell you done ain't worthy to be in that position to have that much power. Regardless who the fuck they work for. Okay? There's some real juicy stuff here. So back to grandma, grandpa, mom and daddy. Get your shit together. Okay? Yeah. You don't trust the church. What the hell? They still in just as worse as the children gonna do you. So when you talk about that, hire your lawyer. And if you're one of your kids or whatever, if y'all looking at this video, please, if you care about your parents, if you care about yourself or whatever, designate somebody you know that's gonna do right. And if you can't designate nobody to do right, put your stuff in a trust. I ain't say trust God and all that other stuff. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. He gave me the word to say to y'all. Put it in trust with a piece of paper. Yeah, that trust don't cost you some money. But trust you me, ain't nothing gonna be said. You can get a lawyer, you get the law. You get the ground, you get the gravel pit. But I want to burn the house. But that trust, that's in stone, boo-boo. You cannot change it unless the family dies out on the trust. You don't believe me? Good. Now with that will, I call this a receipt of your life. Because with a receipt, you can return the stuff. You know what I'm saying? In a will, people can return your verdict of what you have put on that piece of paper. Because they want more. They think they deserve more, which they done very less, or very least. But they want it all. Because you the first, you the second, you this, you that. You got your education, you got your job, you got that. You ain't got nothing. And this has come down to when you put that trust, it's a trust, or estate planning, did together. Look it up. I'll see if I put the links and stuff down there. But trust me, y'all can think I'm joking and do whatever you want to do. Drive around in the neighborhood that you're from, okay? That you're from. Doesn't matter what part of the United States you're from. Drive around in your old neighborhood and see how many houses that your friends, your cousins, whatever the hell, still have what their mother or grandmother have left for their inheritance. Because guess what? The shit wasn't put together. You know what I'm saying? People walk around, do all this, but you ain't trying to take care of nobody's business but your own. So you want a new fancy house, the house that you grew up in, it's not even big enough no more. It's not fancy. The neighborhood is beneath you. My mom and grandma had enough, daddy, whatever, had enough oomph to get you out of the apartment and get you out of a terrible neighborhood. This neighborhood, now what it is now is because of the people that live there and the lack of what they give a damn about their own goddamn children, so they let them run wild. But that's another subject at another time. But you will not steal my inheritance and think you're gonna get away with it. Okay? So they know who I'm talking to, because I am coming. Now, we're gonna get on with all this other stuff. So you got all the wills, the trust, and you talk to your grandma and whatever and all this stuff. And don't go to your pastor, no shit like that there, and ask these bastards for no goddamn real estate advice or family planning. Okay? That's not what that's for. Okay? They have lawyers. It's called family planning, estate planning, estate planning. That's an estate plan. That means your property. Just find one. Or trust. Yeah, it's called estate planning. An estate planning. Okay? So you get your trust together. That you don't have to worry about your children throwing away what you have worked so hard for and what you're in fault for. Because of one greedy little bastard or 3 or 4 don't want to pay the taxes on the house. And they lose the house because they don't want the other one to get the house. But you know your children. So you should know who's going to do what. Okay? So we're going to go to if there's no will, and there's a lot of lies from relatives. So they think you got a lot of, they think they have a lot of leverage on you because they hold the mortgage or they hold, they hold a mortgage or a co-sign payment or whatever it is. Now, the person dies and that person comes in, they be nice for a minute. Some people don't even wait that long. I have heard stories where the mother died on Monday, hell, the brother liquidated everything by Wednesday. And then the other 6 siblings, they was like, no. She didn't have 1 child. She had 7. So they got together, the other 6, and sued that one brother that lived in California. You know what happened? The other 6 won. Now, I don't know what the state that the mom, how much her inheritance was, her estate was, but because he was so greedy, they took his ass to court. The other 6 siblings took the one brother to court, and the ruling came out that he had to pay each sibling 6 plus their court fees and lawyer, whatever the hell he had to do. But he had to pay each of over 50 grand or 100,000 apiece. Now, the backstop on this, he was a retired military person living very well in California, but he wanted to be greedy. You won't steal my inheritance and think you won't get away with it. So the judge ruled that he had to pay all 6 siblings money. Yeah, there was a time limit in when he sold the property and all that stuff. But the thing was this. Whatever the time frame was, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, I don't know what it was for them, but they won the case. And he had to, I love this stuff. He lost everything for being goddamn greedy. Okay, if you don't believe me, Google it. It's in Tallahassee. Tallahassee, somewhere up in there area. And they were black. So that being said, when you find, this another thing, you find out one of your siblings has sold the property from under you, or got a loan and that y'all lose the property and stuff like that. Now, it's 2 ways to go with this particular situation. Now, that brother or sister or aunt or whatever, they sold the property or whatever. Now, the house had to be in your mom's name or your grandma's name, you know, whatever. The property has to be your mom with y'all living in it. So if she passed away, it becomes an heir property. That's in Florida or something. Check your state you're living in about this stuff. Don't be like, oh my God, pray for our family. Ooh, I'm finna say something. But I'm grown. Check on that your mom, your parent or whatever died without a will. I don't know which one, why they should die without one. Hell, they've been working for white people for the longest, and they know somebody in church that died without it, so they don't like they don't know. But if one person takes from the other siblings, you siblings can get together and sue their asses. All of them don't have to agree, and you can tell them you agree or you not to agree. You know, I told my brother what's gonna happen. Because my brother sold the house and they was like, okay, let me back up a little bit. In 2019, October, I was talking to my other brother on the phone, and not to deviate from the story, but the story comes with one brother in California taking from the ones that was in Florida. Okay, he was doing all this remotely. Didn't step foot in the state of Florida. Nah. You know. So, anyway. So, talking to my brother October 2019, and I got off the phone with him, and I called my stepsister. And she said, oh, you know your brother sold the house. I said, girl, stop that. I said, no. So it turned my stomach. It turned my stomach. No, I'm sorry. I was at work when I was talking to my stepsister on the phone first before I talked to my brother. I talked both of my family. But anyway, I was at work and my sister said, oh, your brother sold the house. I said, girl, stop playing. So I said, girl, I hung up with her, called my other brother on the phone, my second older brother on the phone. I said, hey, such and such sold the house. So I hung up the phone with him. He told me a day later or whatever, he called my older brother, and my older brother told him, quote, unquote, why is you asking me about my house? Now, we all grew up here, same home, different dads, but yeah, doesn't matter. Now, this was 2019 when I found out that he sold it. But I'm gonna give y'all another same scenario. 2018, October, a year prior, he had sold the house already. And I talked to him on the phone all the time. Didn't say a damn word. Fast forward, he sold the house, 2018, October. I'm talking to him. I talked to him before I talked to my sister. I think I talked to him the day before. October 2019. And he still didn't say nothing. Neither did his wife. I got something to say about her ass too. I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm just gonna get it. You won't steal my inheritance and think you're gonna get away with it. So I'm coming to you like this here. But anyway, back to that, we talked and my brother like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I told my other brother, man, that's messed up, blah, blah. I told my younger brother, so I told the other three. We talked, whatever. They said, I was, when it actually really hit me that he did sell the house. Y'all know I'm living in Germany. So I'm at my own shop. And when I heard it, I got sick. I was sick. Sick. I was sick. I felt homeless. Between 5,000 to 6,000 miles away from Florida, Orlando, 5407 Regina Court. There would be no more of that. There would be no coming home. I know my mom was passed away and stuff, but there would be no more, like I come home, I know I have a home. That my inheritance when my mom left is no longer there because of one motherfucker. That's to say, that's why I did this video. It is almost what, going on 4 years now? Last time I talked to him, 3 years? 20, 21. It'll be 3 years. I ain't talked to him since 2019. And I told my brothers, my other 3 brothers, this. I'm coming. I haven't been home in 9 years, so it'll be 9 years. Matter of fact, in a few days, I haven't been home. But I told my brother that I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Because my mom said she don't want this house to be sold because she don't want her children being on the street. Now I mentioned this to my brother too. He said, well, y'all should already have your own shit together. But who knew Corona was coming? That's why my mom trusted this one. Now, if you go to what I said earlier, you know your damn children. You should know who the fuck you're fucking with, because they're yours. Okay, I'm telling my mom. But to go down to this one, I told my brothers, I'm gonna get his ass. I'm gonna get his ass. And that's why I'm making this video right now. Do not let nobody in your goddamn family take your inheritance and make you feel like the peasant. The peasant that you're not. Okay? Don't say God will take care of this and God will do this. Child, shut the hell up. You know, you got faith. You know what faith is? When you go out there and get a lawyer. That's what faith is. Without work, your ass just got words. My faith is, I already told him, I'm coming. And I ended up having to know somebody that's very, very close, going through the same thing. They got to see their brother. And you know what I told them? Put your foot in his. Put it in it. Put it in it. Let him know you're not the only child mom and daddy had. The hell wrong with you? The hell wrong with you? And as I'm talking to this person, the person who want to take everybody's inheritance away, like my brother, so my inheritance. They all live in Atlanta. What's wrong with Atlanta? My own personal opinion, bags, fees, and lies live up there. You're living a fake life. You got to be fake. Everybody else living normally outside of Atlanta, but everybody that living there, maybe a few of y'all good up in there. I don't know. I went there, I can tell you. That's just my own opinion. But to say this, when you're faced with one of your siblings, your aunts or whatever, and you know that you have a will or standing in the property or your inheritance of that house and stuff like that, don't say God's gonna take care of it. No, the hell he ain't. That's why he told your dumb ass to do it. That's why he told you. He reminded you of it, fool. I get mad when people say, oh, don't worry about it. My other brothers say, don't worry about it. God will get it back. Boo-boo. Y'all wait on that one. I'm taking care in the flesh. He's gonna see me. He's gonna deal with me. Okay? And when I told him, because I sent a video, I got 2 videos on here. I told his daughter, she got mad at me because she realized I'm gonna sue her daddy. But you know the funniest thing, y'all? She the one gave me the information. How did I know your daddy sold the house? How did I know when your daddy signed the deed 2 years later after he sold the house? The daughter gave it to me. Now she don't want to talk to me. I don't give a damn about her ass anyway. That's a seed that should have been anyway. We ain't even talk about that. But this video, you take it as you want, you take it as a joke, you take it as whatever you want. Todd, he just ran and raised. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Todd ain't gonna play with your ass. You take my inheritance, baby, we got a problem. It's almost 3 years now. One of my brothers asked me, Todd, we don't have a lawyer. I said, God gonna give me a lawyer. Now every day I'm talking to somebody else the other day. They said, we going through the same thing. I said, yeah. I said, Dad, I don't have a lawyer. I said, don't worry about it, son. I got you now. And God, you got the slow walker, boo-boo. Now, I can't do nothing about the house being sold, but I can do something about the money you didn't divide between the rest of the siblings. Okay? See, I'm gonna do one step further. See, because his wife knew. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. The husband and the wife, when it come down to one of y'all family members going through something like this, taking my inheritance, because you think you won't get caught, and you being the wife or the husband, that you ain't got shit to do with it, not in my book, you as guilty as him because you talked to me on the phone too. You ain't said a word. So guess what? Mr. and Mrs. will be served. And I'm going for everything. You take it as a joke, you can take it as like however you want to, but go around to the neighborhoods that you're from, okay? See your old friends where you grew up at, and you wonder what happened. Selfishness and greed got into the picture. Evilness, gluttony got in there and want to sit up in church and want to hallelujah and think everybody else is below you. I won't be below you. Yeah, I'm gonna be below you. Pushing your ass up and down. Yes. So, like I said, you can take the video as a joke, because I ain't joking. Or you can take what I said and get things in order so you don't look dumb, because you're gonna say, well, I'm gonna let Jesus take care of it. I'm gonna let this whatever. I'm gonna let, whatever. Then that's on you. Now, for the resources that you run into this particular situation, and it's a civil suit when you have to sue your relatives for property and whatever, will and stuff. Now, you don't have any money. There's 4 avenues you can take, 5 actually, that you can take. The first one is, I looked it up. This came like, a week or 2 ago, maybe 3 at the max. Legal aid. You can go down there in your city or state and apply for legal aid for a civil suit. It's called a civil suit when you're suing family about whatever. And then the next one is the Orange Bar Association. A bar association, that means a bar of lawyers in your state or city, and go out there and ask them, do they have like free bono lawyers that will take your case. But you will have to, as the lady said, I'm getting this from a lady from YouTube, you have to tell them the whole story. You can't tell them half of the goddamn story. You gotta tell them the whole story. And then you will go to a large law firm, a very huge law firm that does like family law. And you can go there under family law. That's what you have to go under, family law, civil suit, whatever. So you go to a major law firm in your city or state and write to the human resource department or whatever, what they have there, and you ask them, are they taking free bono cases? Those are cases that you don't have to pay for. And they do times a year, whatever. So that's number 3 of finding free resources that will help you fight these type of family cases or whatever. And number 4, I almost forgot. If you have a law school that's in your area, city, whatever, district, whatever, you can actually apply at the law school for help in your civil family matters, for suing for the contesting of a will or something like that. So all 4 of these I just named. Legal aid, the Orange, I call it Orange Bar Association, come from Orlando. The Bar Association, a large law office that deals with family practice. Huge, biggest one. They offer them because they try to do help for the community. Now, and then you go to a law school where they have lawyers that's actually practicing civil and family law. So you can go in and, qualify and ask them. It depends what state you're in, what county, whatever. So all those 4 free references that you can use dealing with your inheritance. Don't let nobody take it, because they took it. And they expect you to lay down and not do nothing about it. But then the last one, favor, faith, whatever, you get a lawyer that you know that will handle the case for free for you. Now this is somebody personal that you know. So that's 5. So you can find, there's 5 avenues you can do it. Faith, your faith is your faith, not nobody else's faith. You gotta have faith in yourself that things gonna come the way you want it. Okay? So, that being said, back to what's happening. I have slowly been dealing with, what had happened. That he sold the house, he didn't say nothing. He haven't talked to me in almost 3 years. And it's fine. It's fine. Because I tell all my family members, let them know I'm coming. You know me? They're like, oh, Todd, you just talking. Mm-hmm. Just like I said, I wanted a salon when I got here 20 years ago. I got my salon 6 years ago. You say faith doesn't work. I was distracted a couple of times, but faith does happen. And when you're right and good about people, things will happen. Whatever's going to come out of this situation, in my situation or your situation, these people brought it on themselves. So, in concluding with a whole bunch of stuff, don't feel sorry for them. Because they damn sure ain't feel sorry for you. You understand? Now, after they did what they did, they didn't offer us no money. They may send some money here and there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't want it. But I know they got I know they bought themselves two new convertible Mercedes. I'm gonna let you know this. You better take pictures and video because they last longer. And the next time we do meet, Mr. Brother, he'll be in front of a man in a black robe. And the damn sure won't be a minister, nor no college misfit speech. It will be a judge. Okay? So, that's my take on you won't steal my inheritance and think you won't get away with it. Now, if you think I'm a joke, then let it be what it is. But I'm behind the chair with Todd telling you, as a hairdresser, what I have to deal with every day. And you want me to walk up in there. And I do gladly. I love what I do. I'm thankful every day.